So, hello everybody. Today I'm going to do a little bit of a leaf through through one of my D&D books. Yes, I do own D&D. I have also played D&D. I don't play it currently, but I have done a lot of D&Ding in my time. Now, this is the Dungeons of Dread, Advanced Dungeons and Dragons book that was released, I want to say 7 or 8 years ago. And it contains 4 classic adventures in one fantastic tome. The Tomb of Horrors, infamous, White Plume Mountain, Expedition to the Barrier Peaks, and The Lost Caverns of Choikanth. So we've got 3 originals by Gary Gygax and 1 by Lawrence Schick. So this is a limited edition premium hardcover book which was released by Wizards of the Coast. This is not updated to 4th or 5th edition. This is the, I believe, AD&D version, just in 1 tome. Let's see if we can open this. As you can see, it's still in shrink. I've had it for quite a long time. I want to say I was given this 8 years ago for my birthday. I really like the artwork, of course, because as you can see, it's it shines. Okay, so this is the back of it. It sold for $39.95 US and 47 Canadian. Turn it over, then on the back there is nothing. So this is the... So let's take a look. So here you've got a foreword, which was written apparently by Lawrence Schick himself. The paper is feels different from the paper of other books that I have for D&D. The picture is a little bit weird, so the resolution here is a bit strange. Also the print is different because, as you can see, all of the lines are of equal length. When you look at 5th edition, for example, they don't have this. They don't have this evenly spaced out typeface, but it's actually wavy. There's also a lot of print on this page. As you can see, these are the old school modules where you are faced with a wall of text. So essentially you are meant to, well, this is really weird because they, Key to the Tomb, yeah, so Legend of the Tomb. This is how you walk into the tomb. I mean, this is Tomb of Horrors. This is the one where lots of people lost beloved characters and everybody hated Gary Gygax afterwards. You've got the character roster for use with the Tomb of Horrors. Assigning characters to players. This is if you basically want to play this with different characters, and here you see the illustrations. And I really like this old artwork because it just is very evocative. I mean, these would be the things that they see as they walk in. We actually played Tomb of Horrors and we failed at the very first hurdle. We all went into the sphere of annihilation and died there and then we moved on and we did something different. So these are images that would go with the text. This is the Lich. I mean, this is lots and lots of pictures, and here you've got the actual floor plan of the Tomb of Horrors. And that is essentially the whole adventure, because the whole adventure was written apparently, I mean, I don't know if this is apocryphal or if this is really the truth, but apparently at some kind of convention or something, somebody came up to Gary Gygax and said, well, you know, I'm just such an experienced D&D player. No module that you can write would ever throw off my character, and, you know, I can essentially win against everything that you throw at me. So Gary Gygax decided, and again, this is apocryphal, I don't know if this is actually true, to write a module which will kill the players. This is what this is set out to do. So it's not really a module. It's not really a game. It's an execution chamber. Next one is Dungeon Module S2, White Plume Mountain by Lawrence Schick, an adventure for characters levels 5 through 10. Again, the old graphics. And here we've got White Plume Mountain, and behind it is the Great Swamp to town. Here be Dead Knoll's eye socket. The twisted thickets skittering slithers around. The hut of Thingizard, beware her potions. The cursed ruins of Castle Mukos, who knows what lies within. Beyond to the lair of Dragotha, the Undead Dragon, where fabulous riches and hideous death await. So here we've got the Undead Dragon. You've got the story about it, notes for the Dungeon Master, and then of course key to the dungeon levels, what happens where. You've got a black pudding, bugbears, encounter areas. Of course this is a book of dungeon crawling. So I would never play this. I haven't got any interest in this kind of thing, but it is nonetheless a very nice look into the history of gaming, because obviously way back when, this is how D&D would have been played. It's about going into the dungeon, don't care about background, don't care about where this is set. The dungeon could be anywhere in the multiverse. You don't care, you just go in there, you get the treasure, and you try to get out again. And it is, in a way, the dungeon master's job to make it as difficult as possible, and possibly even preventing you from getting out. And so the crazier the dungeon, the weirder, the better. And of course here, oh wow, that's interesting. This is an American book, but look, she's completely naked. The Legend of Caraptis. And here, of course, you have the actual floor plan, the cutaway view. So this would be a side view of the mountain. And this is what you see inside. Obviously, playing it like this would be a bit difficult. You would, well, I mean, I guess you could copy them. Here is a little bit of a poem. Dungeon Module 3, Expedition to the Barrier Peaks, again by Gary Gygax. Okay, well, that would be one that I would hate because it's got a spaceship in it. Not a fan of that. I like my fantasy clean. And then again, you know, numbered encounters, phase spiders. Yeah, well, this one's going to pounce any minute now. Cargo hold with ceiling hole. Botanical gardens, rookery and menagerie. Yeah, and this would have been way back when how we would be playing role-playing games. You go into the dungeon. It's called Dungeons and Dragons after all. Nobody cares about your backstory. Nobody cares about the setting. It's just going in, trying to get everything. And then, look, complex non-lethal items. Simple lethal items, complex lethal items, simple non-lethal items. Technological items, determination of proper use. Weapons data. Miscellaneous devices data. And yeah, and then we have Expedition to Barrier Peaks, again by Gary Gygax. And again, we would have this idea of a spaceship, and, you know, I would never play this because I just don't like this mixing of things. And here you've got plenty of illustrations again. Now this one is actually quite lovely, because I always like looking at art. I like this one here. Yeah, it's a very nice drawing. And over here we've got, well, there's a bridge and there are people sitting under it. This one, yeah, very nice details on this one. Of course, I always look through these books as well. I look at art because I can use it in my own games. So this is what it looks like on the surface, and this is what's underneath it. That's very interesting. So here you've just got this little kind of rabbity creature with very small ears and two horns on its forehead, and it seems to be sitting on this tree trunk. But then when everything is stripped away, this tree trunk is actually something that has two eyes, one over here, one over there, and it actually has a mouth and very sharp teeth. Yeah, and here we've got the starship. And more stuff you can look at, and here the cross section of the ship. Oh my god, look at this. Look at this dungeon. I mean, today I don't think I would even contemplate playing anything like that, because there's just no point. And then we've got the dungeon module S4, the Lost Caverns of Chits. Where you actually have wilderness encounter, so it's kind of like a hex crawl. And here you've got a wyvern. That's a really lovely picture of a wyvern. Yeah, very nice over here, Gnome Vale. You've got your dungeon over here, the gnome lair. The Lost Caverns, key to the lesser caverns. Oh my god, seem to be many caverns. An underground lake, richly furnished cave. The swamp thing fighting. Creature from the Black Lagoon. You've got a labyrinth map. And a little minotaur up here. I like the, when it says large irregular cavern. Another encounter with a big worm. And I mean, this is actually just really lovely if you ever want to have like an impressive picture of a door, of a gate. You can take this picture and just put it into any game. So for me, the art is really important. This is, of course, very evocative. You've got the dead warrioress lying on a, possibly dead, I don't know, on an altar / slab where she's probably died and, maybe she's preserved or something. Very nice. And here you've got the wilderness map for your hex crawl. Very nice. I guess I might have considered playing this one. And lesser caverns, greater caverns. And then you've got the booklet, 2 monsters and magical items. So what do we encounter? We encounter B here. A B here, it's not a name. Cave cricket, a giant one. Bodak, cave moray. Koshi, or Kushi, are the size of the largest dog. Crystal ooze. Demi-lich, Dao. They are related to Jinn and Ifrit. Demons. Different ones. Baphomet, Bar Igura, Kazmi. Dretch, Fraz Urblu, the Prince of Deception. Darrow, Draculisk, Fomorian, Gorgimera. That's an interesting chimera. It's got a lion's head, a dragon's head, dragon's wings, lion's front paws, and dragon's hind legs. Marlgoyle, olive slime. Wolfware, not a werewolf, but a wolfware. And again, a really nice picture of some kind of dark mages Library. Graven glyphs. In the center lies the gate, but opening it is sure to vex. Many are the guards who wait as you go to the middle hex, randomly sent to find a way back to a different iron door, a seventh time, and you may stay and seek the glowing prize nay more. You have won old Igwilv's prize, her hoarded cache of magic, and freed the one with yearning eyes, whose lot was hunger tragic. So this is the Dungeons of Dread, Advanced Dungeons and Dragons hardback collection by Wizards of the Coast. Let's see if they've got a date somewhere, an imprint date. 2013. I stand corrected. Oh no, yeah, then that's exactly my 40th birthday. So yeah, that was my 40th birthday present, yeah. So, yeah. So, it's basically for AD&D rules. I guess you could convert it if you wanted to. But I really like the fact that they gave love to old stuff, especially classic stuff, because a lot of people will remember these very fondly. And of course, you know, getting the originals is probably impossible, or if you could get them, they would be really expensive. But to have them in one book, it's very nice. Like I said, we did play the Tomb of Horrors. We died horribly after about 20 or so minutes, 30 minutes maybe. Then we moved on and played something entirely different that evening, but I do recall this. So that was just a brief leaf through. I hope you found this interesting. There will be a couple of things from Dungeons and Dragons coming in the next couple of months, because I've got some things on order and I've got a couple of things that I still need to read and I want to do reviews of. So watch this space. Bye-bye.